Welcome to KPL News. It's been a while. But we're back with another video. This one about another.
So good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today.
Hold on a second. Another JSO officer getting arrested. I think this is number 6 of the year. Haven't beat last year's record yet, but they're getting close. A bunch of them got arrested last year.
Notifying today of the public of an arrest of a JSO and police officer by our agency. Today, Officer Shane Sadek was arrested on 1 count of battery, a first-degree misdemeanor. Upon his arrest, Sadek was immediately stripped of his police authority by JSO. While there is due process that must be followed through the Civil Service protection, JSO will seek Sadek's termination. As a matter of background, Sadek has been employed by the JSO for over 3 years. His date of hire was March 27, 2023. The following is a summation of the facts which support Sadek's arrest.
He worked somewhere else before that.
Yesterday evening, Sadek arrested Kashif Griffin for possession of an open container in a vehicle and resisting an officer without violence.
That was it. That was the charge. And this officer got fired over this. Let's continue.
At the time of his arrest, Griffin was extremely intoxicated, and Officer Sadek became increasingly frustrated during his interaction with Griffin. While Griffin was handcuffed on jail property, Officer Sadek struck him. Griffin did not sustain injury that required medical attention. A second officer who witnessed this conduct immediately identified Sadek's strikes as inappropriate and reported the incident to his chain of command.
Wow.
Quickly, JSO's integrity unit began a criminal investigation and gathered the necessary probable cause to arrest Sadek for battery today. Because Sadek was outfitted with a body-worn camera, there is video footage of the incident. In the interest of public transparency, we will now show you the portion of that body-worn camera footage, which includes the battery for which Sadek has been arrested. Typically, JSO does not publicly release footage captured on jail property due to security concerns. However, this footage has been vetted. It has been determined that disclosing this footage publicly does not provide security concerns to the agency, correction staff, or those housed in the Duval County Jail.
Here we go.
I never did. Oh, wait, sir.
I'm going to punch you. Stop scratching me with your long-ass nails.
I said I would put that right there.
You just scratched the out of me.
I did not. I said I would put it right there. I don't have no crime.
Yeah, now I'm bleeding because of you.
I have nothing. I have nothing. I have no crimes. I have nothing. I have nothing. I have no crime.
Wow.
I have no crimes. I have nothing. I never did nothing. Everything. I never did nothing to you. All I'm trying to do is, you can take this off, and I want to go home. That's
no, you're not going home.
Wow, what the
Stop. I'm going to tell you one more time. You curl your finger and reach at me again and make me bleed, I'm going to punch you in the head. Stop.
I didn't do nothing.
Stop tensing your hand.
Bro,
What happened? Here we go. Turn the camera to the screen.
Stop moving your fingers.
I'm a kid.
Stop moving your fingers. Grabbing on me.
Here we go.
Stop. I told you, I warned you multiple times you're getting a punch. If you keep grabbing on me and moving your fingers, stop. Yeah, you understand now? Stop. Stop! Move! Stop moving your finger!
What's he so concerned about his fingers?
Open your hand like this. He's going to hit me. No, he's not. Open your hand like this.
bro, he's on the I'm a kid.
I was trying to do fingerprints or something.
I'm chained up.
So Sadek's arrest is the 6th arrest of a JSO employee by this agency in 2026. So the question is, yes, I'm extremely outraged and disappointed in SADEC's behavior. And no, we will not train differently. This is our training and moving forward because of this incident, our JSO policy and training already makes it abundantly clear that SADEC's behavior for which he was arrested is illegal, contrary to JSO policy, and plainly wrong. SADEC may very well have been frustrated during his interaction with this subject. However, his frustration absolutely did not justify his actions. While SADEC's conduct appalls me, I'm heartened by the knowledge that the system works and has worked properly in this situation. The witness officer took the action required by both JSO policy and common decency and morality. He immediately reported SADEC's inappropriate conduct to his chain of command. This is real-world evidence that this mythical thin blue line of silence is truly a myth. There's nothing good.
Not really.
There's nothing that a good police officer despises more than another police officer sullying the badge by unprofessional and illegal conduct. We stand here today announcing this arrest while simultaneously proving to the public that this agency can and will investigate and arrest its own. As I've said many times before, no one's above the law. So I'm happy to take any questions that you may have at this time.
Here we go.
Sheriff, could you explain in the chain of events there? So we're seeing him hold him and continually say, I'm going to punch you. And then the strike does happen. Was everything he was doing acceptable up until the strike, the warning, or was the warning also unacceptable? I'm trying to understand.
Scott, there was to me, in my humble opinion, there was no reason to even think about punching him at that time. You can hold him, you can move him around, you can do what you need to do to gain control. Because I think the issue was going on with the hands because he was trying to get fingerprinted. But I can't tell you why he was threatening to punch him. I can't tell you why he punched him.
So that's not an acceptable thing for an officer to do prior to a punch. You say, I'm going to punch you because you're not cooperating. A
lot of times it depends on the circumstances. So if you have someone that's maybe laying on their hands or hiding their hands, refusing to give you their hands during an incident where you're not handcuffed in the front, that's a different set of circumstances. So yes, you can say at that point, I'm going to strike you, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to punch you. All that's fair game. That's fine. But when you have a person in this situation, there's no reason for it.
Was the officer ever under investigation before this incident?
No, not that I know of.
Can you point out the differences in a case like this and something like McNeil where the officer
Can you tell me that there's a completely different set of circumstances?
Well, she just asked, I don't know if you heard it, but remember last year, I think it was when that police officer knocked that dude's window out and stuck his arm and punched him right in the face because the dude wouldn't get out of the car. That's what they were referring to. Say, what's the difference? Why wasn't that officer arrested like this officer was for punching the guy in cuffs? The sheriff's going to go off a little bit here.
One, he was on a traffic stop, refused to listen to what he was told to do. There was a large knife at the floorboard of the car. One, the officers may or may not have known about, right? In this situation, the guy's handcuffed inside the sally port. Know where his hands are. You understand what's going on. He's not posing any threat. There's nothing going on that's a problem. So you don't strike him at that point. It's clear. It's very clear the differences if you want to see him. If you don't want to see him and carry a narrative, then you won't be able to see it. Yes, ma'am.
Carry a narrative.
Say to people who may now question whether other officers are being held to the same standard and what safeguards are in place to catch things earlier.
Uh-oh.
The safeguard is what.
I wasn't sure what she said. I wish they would mic the audience during these press conferences. I barely hear what she was saying.
You just saw. The officer saw that it should not have happened. He reported it, which is the way that it's supposed to happen. The reason we have these things in policy is for the officer to do exactly what he did, meaning the witness officer. See something happening that's wrong, report it, tell us about it. We handle it the next day. Less than 12 hours. It's done.
See if we can find out.
He reported it, which is the way that it's supposed to happen. The reason we have these things in policy is for the officer to do exactly what he did, meaning the witness officer.
What that lady asked.
See something happening that's wrong, report it, tell us about it. We handle it the next day. Less than 12 hours. It's done. And that's the way that it's going to be done. Not everything is clear cut. Not everything is easy, but this is pretty simple. And the question about notifying or officers are being treated differently, I don't understand where that would be coming from. What's the, a lot of the times it depends on the circumstances. So
Let's go back.
not handcuffed in the
I'm all
fair
over the
game,
place.
that's
Sorry
fine.
about this.
But when you have a person in this situation,
Officer ever under investigation before, in a case like this and.
completely different set of
All right, here we
circumstances.
go. Let's start
One,
here.
he was on a traffic stop, refused to listen to what he was told to do. There was a large knife at the floorboard of the car. One the officers may or may not have known about, right? In this situation, the guy's handcuffed inside the sally port. Know where his hands are. You understand what's going on. He's not posing any threat. There's nothing going on that's a problem. So you don't strike him at that point. It's clear. It's very clear the differences if you want to see him. If you don't want to see him and carry a narrative, then you won't be able to see it. Yes, ma'am.
What would you say to people who may now question whether other officers are being held to the same standard and what safeguards are in place to catch things earlier?
The safeguard
That
is
was
what
so
you
bad.
just saw. The officer saw it, that it should not have happened. He reported it, which is the way that it's supposed to happen. The reason we have these things in policy is for the officer to do exactly what he did, meaning the witness officer. See something happening that's wrong, report it, tell us about it. We handle it the next day, less than 12 hours. It's done. And that's the way that it's going to be done. Not everything is clear cut. Not everything is easy, but this is pretty simple. And the question about notifying or some officers are being treated differently, I don't understand where that would be coming from. What's the
Well, you answer my question.
okay?
Well, my question, Sheriff, is you have, I mean, we work together, officers work together, there may be friends, they're colleagues,
Yep.
whatever. He essentially has to rat out his buddy, rat out his partner, whatever the case may be. Is that something that you guys work with officers saying, do not be afraid to come forward if someone you're with is doing something unacceptable?
So it's not difficult to realize that if a person does something like this in front of another police officer, the care and concern for me in my career is not there, right? So we have policies, we have tough policies for a reason. And that policy is if you don't inform us, you become part of the problem.
Yeah, he's
So
right
the-
about
so
that.
the reporting officer would have been possibly implicated if he stood by and watched that.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why we have these things in policy. So when these type things happen, example, no one told us about this other than the individual, the other officer. He told us about it, ran up through his chain of command, and they let us know. Then we start our investigative process, and we handle it very quickly, the way that it should be done. And that's why I appreciate the fact that it works. It works. The policies work. And in this case, it worked the way it's supposed to work. And we're confident that it will continue to work this way
And why is it a misdemeanor and not a felony?
Yeah.
because I don't write statutes and I don't make determinations on what a misdemeanor and
That
felony
that
is.
would be in line with the statute. That would be a
Yeah.
misdemeanor.
Absolutely, yes.
And how do you respond to people who make question of culture here at JSO with this being the sixth arrest?
We have a great culture. I can tell you that when you have over 3,000, about 3,400 employees, you have 6 that get arrested in a year. We don't want 6 getting arrested. But one, it shows you a couple of different things. We don't protect and defend our own unless they're doing their jobs and they're doing it correctly. And 2, we're going to hold people accountable. And 3, again, I'll continue to say this, 99% of the employees here do it right. When they don't do it right, we take care of business. And we're going to continue to do that. And I think the employees know that. And it's important for us to share this with the public. Wasn't prompted to, but it's my responsibility as a sheriff here to tell you when something happens that should not happen and tell you how we're dealing with it. And that's it. Any other questions? Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. Sheriff TK Waters in his press conference about arresting another JSO officer, 6th of the year, for punching a dude that was handcuffed. I don't know the process of fingerprint people, but do they fingerprint you with handcuffs on? I don't know. I guess they do. But I don't know. They did. They were trying to then, that's for sure. But it's the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. Sixth one of the year. I wonder how many more are going to get arrested. I don't know, but let me know. Let me know what y'all think about this. Did y'all hear about this? Have you heard about anything else happening around the state of Florida like this? Let me know. Send me a link. kplrnews@gmail.com. So that's it. Thanks for watching. KPL News out.